I know you can. You can save the world. Defenders by Fatal FE. The year is 2020, where we focus in on eastern Massachusetts. There has been a large increase in random kidnappings that the police, FBI, and CIA have no leads on. However, 3 newly awakened Stan users will put themselves to the test to stop the kidnappings from happening further and see what could be the purpose of such a phenomenon. Our heroes are Gamerex as Tyson Reddick.
A weight is lifted on this evening. I give the final blow. When darkness turns to light, it ends tonight. It ends tonight. All American Rejects.
Corrack as Dan Burnley.
Played it out, cut him deeper just to throw it away.
Chills as JK.
Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it's over. We fought till the end. You are my best friend. OKKO series finale.
With Alatos as the DM. And so the story must come to an end. Welcome to the Tomb of the Red Giant.
Super Turbo Edition.
No.
Now we're not
To be
getting
concluded?
Wait, we're not getting a season 2?
We might.
Oh no, we're getting canceled? I thought I would be the one to get us canceled.
Not quite. Would anyone like to provide a recap?
Well, you can,
of
Corrack.
what
You
happened
still have
last time?
2 episodes happened all at once.
Yes. We can focus on the main events of what immediately happened, since we already did the recap for Lost Episode 6 or Lost.
Turns out
Episode
the villains
7.
are just punished little meow meows.
So, through means that I still don't fully understand, we managed to cross the ocean in a flying car, thereby skipping a boss fight and arriving straight at the final destination to face off against the final boss of the campaign.
Yeah.
At which point, we learned that the final boss has access to all of our powers. But more importantly, we also learn the final boss's sad backstory and why they do the things they do. In an attempt to take their own life, the final boss triggered the true effect of their stand, which ends the world when they try to take their life. Whoops. However,
I can't believe she looked us down in the eye and said this planet will explode in 5 minutes.
However, through clever use of our powers, we devised a plan to stop the world from getting hit with 100 trillion asteroids immediately. And whether or not that will work is still up in the air.
Oh, it won't.
I
Thanks,
can't
Corrack.
believe that Sophia killed the dinosaurs.
But yes, so now we ended off in the middle of all of you lads basically trying to figure out a way of stopping the apocalypse from occurring.
And the main plan that I, at least on my end, had was that I had a bit of... Tyson studied physics in college, and he saw a lot of crazy physics shit that was done in the episode that was unfortunately lost, but we recapped the gist of what they were doing with their troll physics powers. So he has developed a troll physics power of his own of creating a singularity in order to redirect the asteroids before they hit Earth.
Yes.
Otherwise known as Linkin Park Go Beyond. And yes, it may or may not be related to Soft and Wet Go Beyond.
Another idea that we had, I believe we posed this at that before that one, in fact, was there have never been 2 users of virtual insanity able to chain their powers consecutively in the same place at the same time. Through this, we can daisy chain door into door into door into door into door in order to create what is essentially infinite space. That could be a way to contain the asteroids and prevent them from destroying the whole world,
We also have a box filled with infinite energy.
It's true. But yeah, the main trade-off so far is that one of us would have to stay behind.
Which might not be the case if we leave the box behind instead.
Maybe.
But you would also need someone to meditate to keep the box going.
Yes. Somebody needs to sit outside the room with the box to meditate, so that somebody can so that the holograms can drop the box down there, so we can keep the room open long enough that we can both escape and leave the meteors inside the infinite space hole.
It all depends on which direction you all wish to act in.
In any case, we are currently drifting up and up and up and up.
All the way to cars.
All the plans require us to be in the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm. So what is your lads' plan of action going to be?
Yeah, are we the only things getting sent up into the atmosphere?
I will say yes, that it's only you, I guess, all of you, and then Sophia as well.
I was just wondering because we would need a surface.
I'm guessing I'm going to need to do some kind of roll in order to see how stable or accurate or fast we're going.
I will say, give me a power roll to see if you're able to bring all 4 of you into the atmosphere. 3d20, please. Take the highest. Oh, that is a moderate success. So, I will say you're able to bring all of you up into the atmosphere. But the but in this is that it takes you a bit of time to actually get up to the atmosphere. But you are able to get all 4 of you up.
And I'm sure this is where we freeze frame and find a very clever way to avoid suffocating this high up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a memory of air in your soda can?
Or a memory of a respirator?
Dan, can you shoot oxygen into us?
I might have one better. Enter little black submarines.
Which one?
I will summon all 3 of them.
Okay.
Get into the submarine.
Oh?
I don't think you can do that. I don't know if you can do that, actually.
We never said I could or couldn't.
Yes, but these submarines are quite tiny.
Are they, though?
Yes.
Are they, though?
We established this.
Now, perhaps some developmental potential, maybe.
If only I failed rolls. I have no idea. It requires oxygen to fire sometimes, so I don't know.
Alternatively, we could ride the giant snake, never-ending story style.
Alatos, what can my stand 100% can do in your brain?
As far as what exactly? You will have to be a little more specific.
Produce to propel with 10-cent pistol.
We established it can propel us across the ocean.
We've established that it can shoot a nuke too.
Well, yes, it takes some effort for the nuke, but yes. I will say.
Can I fire air / oxygen? Can I fire blanks?
I would say you could technically do that, but with the space you're in, it wouldn't technically be viable.
All right.
As in the oxygen would dissipate the moment it got released, since you're so high up.
Can we get much higher? So high.
Oh god, too high!
Oh no.
Can we get much higher? Oh no. Oh no.
But yes, there is also the potential of riding I, the Creator.
There wouldn't happen to be in your power stealing shit, there wouldn't happen to be, I don't know, an atmosphere in there?
Oh wait, we could always just ride this while inside virtual insanity.
Hold on, give me a second. I think I have the perfect thing for this.
She opens her character sheet. It becomes the cartoon receipt that's 100 pages long.
I am going to be looking at all the other stands.
The car! Just make the car float up!
That's what we're doing!
Oh, I thought
The claw.
we were floating. I thought we were floating on nothing. Well, that solves my problem. Door on the car.
Oh.
So there's something that happens with Sophia. You see two little angels appear to be made out of stone, sort of start floating around her. These tiny, tiny stone angels appear to be almost in a sitting, weeping position. And they just kind of float around her for a bit. Before Sophia sort of starts to look up into the sky a bit. Waiting on the sky to change. Do it. It is at this point that you can feel an intense amount of air rushing around you. It seems that a tornado mid-air has appeared all around you.
I start screaming. Also, I imagine them looking like this.
So that's where it was.
Ah, yes. Another one of my brilliant stands, or at least one that I, the Creator, has given.
No response to that, still screaming.
Alright, so... I don't know how we're going to make a big enough door to catch all these.
It doesn't matter how big it is, we can redirect them! And I think I would start trying to experiment. Like, we're too far trying to at least cause, like, gravity distortions via, like, hyperdense air particles, which is kind of the prototype version of what I'm trying to do with this. I've said spin before, so out of character, that's what I'm trying to harness via my character's hunch and physics background.
Let's see. So what is it you're specifically trying to do? Apologies.
I am trying to do a proof of concept Linkin Park shot. Like with the air bullets,
Mm-hmm.
I'm picking up something from the glove compartment, like, as part of an experiment. Let's say that I'm launching what would be in a car? A golf ball. When I went golfing with some coworkers, I'm gonna try and launch a golf ball through the sky with the spin, even if I don't know that's what it is.
Okay. So are you just throwing this golf ball in general, or do you have a specific, like, type of way you're going to throw this, or what have you?
Baseball throw with Linkin Park.
All right, and you're just gonna toss it in a random direction?
I'm gonna toss it skyward, seeing if it could break escape velocity.
Okay, I'll say for that, if you're testing to see if it'll escape the velocity, yeah, I'll say that's another thing for power.
Okay. 1 momentum right now.
Oh!
Ooh! Back to 0.
That is a 6. That is a moderate failure. So I'll say when you toss the baseball, it seems to go up a little bit, but then eventually just seems to get caught in the tornado. But it is spinning around quite quickly. It's just in the field of the tornado.
Yeah, that's normal spin. No, not the capital S spin that I'm fishing for. That perhaps that gives me further ideas, but in any case, shit. I need more time to figure this out. I look at Linkin Park. Why didn't Houdini figure out this escape, huh?
It kind of shrugs at you.
That's okay. We're gonna start on the doors. You have time. All right, Sophia, let's move. Just start thinking of random places you've been to. Just as many as you can think of.
Oh, that should be quite easy. I've traveled all across the world. I know plenty of places.
All right, so we're just sort of running through the rooms of our past.
Yep, you're literally just going doorway into doorway into doorway into doorway into doorway from Europe to Australia to Antarctica to just any sort of random places that Sophia has been to before. You're just diving through all of them in quick succession.
Mm-hmm. We're sort of daisy chaining doors as many as we can.
Pretty much.
Yeah. In the meantime, that's what we got.
All right. Dan, anything?
I'm fishing for another projectile and turn over to Dan. Do you have anything?
No, dude, I don't think I have anything I can do here.
You have money? You have a knife?
Can you stab the asteroids?
So, I have money, I have a knife. Actually... Hey, this might not work, this might seem stupid. Throw the money at it?
Like flipping a coin through the sky? I take a quarter and try and do like a quarter launch with the rotation.
All right. Another power roll, please.
Actually, can we say that this is precision?
Yes. If you want to use precision, then gladly.
Trying to build my way up to that dramatic -3.
That is fair. Okay.
Lowest one here.
Oh, okay. So that is lowest, you said?
Yeah.
9.
So yeah, that is a 9.
Well, also
That
with
is...
the minus, what, 2?
No,
Well,
it's
no, I was at 0 before.
Oh.
So that is a moderate failure. Once again,
Okay, that's not gonna work.
you toss up one of the quarters, it immediately gets sucked in.
Damn it.
Do
Do we have an ETA on how long we have before the moonfall?
Sophia is currently running through a barrage of memories with JK, so you can't get an exact answer from her at this point.
I played Majora's Mask in college. I know what this looks like. It's not good. Can the ship, how far can you send the scout?
I mean,
You have infinite range.
I don't know.
Can it get outside the Earth?
I've never once attempted this thing above, like, a mile.
Now is the time to try.
I'm going to have... Hey, Sergeant Radiohead,
Aye, aye, sir.
final mission. Get to the meteor.
Roger that, sir. It has been an honor serving alongside you.
No, you'll probably live, I hope. Because if you die, I die, so I mean...
You can sort of feel Sergeant Radiohead nodding inside the sub as he launches himself into space. Minutes upon minutes go by without a radio report from Sergeant Radiohead. However, if you do look at the visual audio feed, you are able to see that Sergeant Radiohead seems to be going deeper and deeper and deeper into space. Let me just pull up something real quick.
Imagining this audio transmission coming from him.
Can I get some actual things, please? Thank you.
Alternatively, just the DuckTales moon theme.
Yes. It does take a few more minutes, but eventually you're able to get a glance at something. It appears to be the planet Jupiter. And right behind Jupiter, after a few more minutes of traveling, you can see an absolute barrage of meteors and asteroids heading directly towards Earth. Sir, by my approximation of how fast these are going and where they're at currently, research shows that the asteroids will hit Earth in approximately 30 days.
30 days.
30 days before initial impact.
So we have a month. Well, less.
We don't have any time to spare. The sooner we deal with this shit, the better.
Are they speeding up at all?
Their speed appears to be constant, sir.
So, I have a dumb idea. I am going to, do the dumbest thing I can actually think of right here.
Uh-huh.
I am going to have I'm going to call Radiohead back.
Mm-hmm. That will take some time, but okay.
Alrighty, so we are going to have it so this is dumb, but we're going to have everlasting light we're going to give it density enough so that it can take the meteors off course.
Okay.
Going to give the asteroids depression.
So hear me out. He can submerge into things so he won't die. Well, actually, no. That doesn't work this way. Shoot.
Getting desperate as the 30-day albatross overheads looms closer. I reach into the trunk with Linkin Park and try yeeting the replacement tire I have in there.
All right, you're just gonna chuck it up towards the sky?
Yeah, see if I can figure out how to get this throw of the black hole throw going.
Okay, I imagine you're going to use precision again.
Yes.
Okay, you have -1 momentum. Go right ahead. Let's see. That is goodness sakes. That is a 4 in total.
I'm failing on purpose!
Yep, that you are. And you now have -2 momentum and now a lost spare tire in the tornado.
You do know we probably needed that?
Guys, is it working? Are you doing it?
We have 30 days to impact, maybe.
That's a significantly larger amount of time than I thought previously.
Does anyone know
It's
Bruce
a systematic
Willis?
world we're living in.
Can we have Bruce Willis fly up to detonate them?
I thought the meteors were coming like right now, right this instant.
So did I.
Same here.
Oh, goodness.
Is there anything weird about the meteor flight path? Like, are they zigzagging in space?
They actually do appear to be zigzagging a bit, intentionally getting out of the way of other planets.
Oh god, they're smart meteors. Like, they're just doing like the Han Solo run through Jupiter's rings.
Pretty much.
And this is where Araki goes off about how this is allegedly possible via
due to planetary gravity and magnetic forces.
And like mineral vapor gas interactions in the asteroids themselves as a propulsion. Experimental internet gas.
We need more Vespine gas.
We must construct additional pylons.
I'm just gonna hold on. Where's my thing? There we go. I'm sorry.
Ah, yes, we'll send Alatos' VTuber model to intercept the asteroids.
Oh no! Oh. All right. What is your guys' next plan of attack?
Dan, you have the box, right?
Yeah.
How many of those things can it make at once again?
It can make. Let me get up the thing for LA Plus. I believe it's 9.
I thought it was 11.
I believe it's 9. Let me double check. LA Plus. Where are you? There you are.
And what
Up to 9 energy figures.
What happens if a figure leaves the range of the box?
I'll say out of character that if that happens, if it leaves the range, it just automatically goes back into the box.
Make a figure. I'm going to try and see how far a person can go, if worse comes to worst.
All right. Are you going to do such that, Dan?
Sure.
Okay, so you get one of the energy figures to appear, and then Tyson, you're just going to yi this thing.
A shooting stars video will be enacted.
Okay.
Hey, that's the -3.
Yep. So with your -2, that is a 0. So that is a critical failure.
Oh no.
Let me see what critical failures look like again. Let's see. Okay, so it's that and. Okay, so what's going to be the and for this? I'm going to say this.
The car lands upside down and on top of the door, and so we're stuck inside.
What I'm going to say is that when you throw this energy figure up into the air, the tornado catches it. But right as it gets caught, it somehow accidentally hits the spare tire from earlier and hurls it back in your direction. I will allow you to choose whatever, or actually, I'll say it's heading towards Dan. So Dan, would you like to defend yourself from this tire?
Yes, actually, I would.
All right.
I will use precision to shoot it down.
Okay. Roll me a precision roll, please.
B precision is 2d20. Keep highest.
Keep the highest. Yep. That is fine. That is a 14. That is I believe, a moderate success. It is. So yes, you do shoot the tire and make it so that it would not hurt you, but you just get some tire rubber on you. And I'll say that's the butt for this situation. But yes, Tyson, you are now at -3 momentum, with Dan sitting at 1 momentum.
I think that seeing the rebound of the figure flying into the tire flying into us provided just what we need from the flight path, especially when it got shot off. It formed a rectangle. A very specific rectangle.
Okay.
I'm going to spend all 3 of that momentum and activate and spend my last rank of potential.
All right. Well, you need to do a venture, which, depending on whatever venture you want, as long as nobody contests it, it automatically succeeds. What is your venture going to be?
Well, the asteroids are way too far away right now to be affected by this, even with the kind of crazy bullshit I'm planning to do. I'm gonna try and throw one more thing, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure out what would be appropriate to... I'm gonna throw one of the knickknacks I got from shopping for all the t-shirts, their provenance. I'm going to throw a snow globe.
You're going to throw a snow globe. Alright, you do that, and since no one contested, it will automatically succeed. So I'll say that throwing the snow globe shows you that, shows you once again that weird specific rectangle. More details flashing into your mind as you get this seemingly perfect toss for the snow globe. And that's when it hits you and Linkin Park. The idea, anyway. So, let's see. So why don't you tell the audience what you had in mind exactly?
Here's a technique introduced in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 7. And while it's unclear which version of the continuity we're kind of in, because the only part that reached the 2020s is the currently ongoing JoJo Lands, but it is referred to by many names. The rotation, the spin, and based on the powers of controlling density and through the various charts and diagrams flashing back through a genetic memory of Houdini and his teacher, and thinking back to Penny, I think her name was from the last episode?
Pamela.
Pamela. Thinking back to Pamela's own massive, ridiculous speed and her incredible strength and how hurling things added to the rectangle we just saw, I have the rotation, the spin. Streaking like a star, if you'll allow me to narrate this bit.
Please.
The snowball reaches escape velocity. Continuing onward and onward and onward through until it reaches through Sergeant Radiohead's viewfinder. And it becomes even denser and denser as it flies, not reducing in speed at all, but things start to be drawn around it into its own orbit. Linkin Park Go Beyond can create singularities.
Oh, boy. Okay. Oh, goodness. So, yes. Goodness, yes. Linkin Park now has the ability to create a singularity point.
No words about secret emperors or rhinoceros beetles yet.
Mm-hmm. Don't have to worry about that. And is this specifically a new ability or technique?
I have rank potential E, so it's a new technique.
Okay.
I'm modeling it as.
Yeah. I'll say, yeah, that should, either way it works. I just wanted to make sure for, whenever ruling purposes occur. But, alright.
And I had the names of my children engraved on the snow globe, too.
Nice.
So we get a very good shot of that as the rotation is arcing through it.
Mm-hmm.
Did it work? It kind of... it got out of the tornado's range. Dan, what did it do?
Okay, Bert, how does Bro know the spin? How does that happen?
It happens because my character has a degree in engineering and physics that went nowhere.
Sure. You know what? Fine. That works out.
Also, I got inspired via seeing Pamela do some crazy physics troll bullshit of her own.
Okay. Sure. Whatever.
It makes more sense than what Jotusuke did.
I guess. Fine.
We let it rock.
Indeed.
Right, Dan, did it work?
Did what work?
I think it got out of the atmosphere, meaning that if we find something big and strong enough to huck at the asteroids, we could divert them off course.
Sure, let's try.
I'll tell you more about what it is that Joe Tuske did after the session, Rex. Sorry to interrupt.
It's fine. I mean, it's also based off of energy and rotation, the density causing the spin spiral to change and cause things to orbit around it.
We'll see. Yeah. Anyway, if you'll permit me, back on the inside of the door opening process.
Indeed.
JK and Sophia have a bit of time to talk as well.
As I imagine, it's just you and Sophia keep on running these doors. Is there anything you're going to say in particular?
So, this priest fella, he's the one who gave you your stand, right?
Yeah, his name was Father Poochie. Odd name.
Right, I guess so, but what's kind of been confusing me is this. Why? Eye the Creator is a really powerful stand. How do I say this? Considering it can sort of generate stands automatically, and that it has the power to do all these crazy things. Feels like, ever asked yourself why you're the one to receive it? Ever asked yourself why he gave it to you?
Well, see, that's the weirdest thing. When he gave me the disc originally, it wasn't he didn't say anything about it being a stand disc or whatever. He said it was a Christian, it was a Catholic education type of CD. Apparently some sort of education game for kids or something? But for about the Catholic faith. That's what he said it was when he gave it to me. Who knows, maybe he just mixed it up with something else.
That doesn't really add up, though. Why would he do that? Obviously he probably knew what it was. I mean, if he had something like that in his possession, it just doesn't make any sense to just hand it off to some kid. The kind of widespread destruction that could cause, especially somebody who was grieving at the time. This guy had I can't help but think that this guy had some kind of ulterior motive. That maybe do you ever think he might have sought you out?
I hadn't really considered that before, no, but
this guy's... If he's given you one, he's probably got more in store.
Maybe...
Might have been doing that to more people over the years.
Maybe Theo would know more. He, before joining the cult, he was a Catholic priest, so maybe he would know more about Poochie than myself.
Well, guess we're back to square one. That's one person. I guess that's one person to ask.
We've created, goodness, so many doors.
Yeah.
Feels like we're going on forever here.
If we're going on forever, then we're doing it right. We're on, let me see, 30-something doors. Come on.
Yeah.
Can't stop till at least, I don't know, just keep doing it till it feels right.
All right. Let's see, if we keep going at this pace, we should be almost ready soon.
At the time, this actually brings up a question.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me. I talked to Theo before, or coming over to you. And he said something that intrigued me. He said he originally joined up with you for the good of some kind of higher goal, some sort of mission. But after a while, he said the mission he no longer saw part of the mission within your efforts. So I was wondering what he meant by that.
Oh, I know what he's talking about. He was very much against the idea of us having to kidnap people to try and create more stand users, to try and find the right one.
Right. So it was an issue of morality.
Yes, I was desperate at the time, and I felt that was probably the best situation we could do, because just being straight up honest with people and telling them the risks of what could happen doesn't exactly bring many volunteers in to help with this sort of thing, you know?
Considering, well, yeah, this whole thing already seemed pretty far-fetched from the start. There was so little evidence of, so little, to go on for. To even really realize it, it's a wonder you even managed to convince so many people that this guy was supposed to be some kind of savior god from another planet, considering you don't know much about him at all.
Well, it seems that since they survived the trial, I guess them seeing the power of I the Creator was, I guess, enough to convince them.
It's almost like... Do you think... No way. Okay, maybe I might be going off on a limb here. Have you ever spoken to this god figure? Or has he ever spoken to you?
No, I haven't had any sort of contact with the deity before, no.
And yet... What was the research specifically how did you learn about his existence specifically? Like, what is this research?
I had done some traveling in South America and was, visiting a lot of different a lot of temples of religious importance and just a lot of other sacred grounds as well. Eventually, I was introduced to a religious teacher who had actually known some first-hand knowledge about this other denomination within the area that eventually led to me discovering about this deity, about this Cars.
And you figured out he was on... Yeah, but how did you figure out he was on Mars?
Like I said, some more talking about this. It eventually brought the attention of someone from the village. They said that they had spoken, or that they had seen this whole event occur in the first place, of this fight against another human figure, the volcano, the god being blasted to Mars, all of that. He had seen it firsthand.
This guy...
And it seems your friend back there has a relative who has a strikingly similar story.
That's strange. It's becoming even more convenient. Do you think they let that this do you think this deity what else do you know about this deity? Like, did the place you visited tell you anything about them, about their abilities, about their physiology, anything?
Sex useless.
Let's see. Their whole culture was based on improving themselves in physical combat. To their beliefs, it was the prowess of physical combat and achievements that granted them more spiritual enlightenment. That was kind of their whole thing.
Yes, but I don't mean their culture. Culturally speaking, these guys are clearly not human. If the guy managed to survive being stranded on another planet outside the atmosphere, their physiology is probably clearly different, right? So who's to say they're not still conscious up there? That maybe we're being led somewhere we shouldn't be. That maybe we've been led astray. We're playing into someone's hand.
Come on, Sophia, think. What were their rituals? What were their techniques?
So, wait, you said it was on Mars, right?
You are very far away from the conversation occurring, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. I don't know where I'm at.
You are next to Tyson, who is about at this point 40 doors away.
Oh.
Okay, I figured out the shots, but if they're that far away, then we need to do this right.
By the way, I've decided I've also settled with Sophia a fun little technique we could use.
Mm-hmm.
So I've left with Tyson one copy of Canned Heat, and we have another copy of Canned Heat.
Yeah.
With the bottom attached with a string, and when we need to talk, we talk into the copy of Canned Heat, and they can hear us.
Nice.
Okay, that's how we'll solve that then. Okay.
Okay, so I yell down, I figured out the shot. It's some kind of... It broke. If I find something big enough to throw, maybe from the memories, if you could bring it out, I might be able to divert the course.
Yeah, but something else has been bothering me. None of this adds up. The whole quest thing, the deity, the promised return to humans, all this seems so circumstantial. Like none of it, and how Sophia got the power in itself. This mysterious priest. Like none of it adds up. It feels like maybe we've been playing into someone else's hand.
Whatever it is, we need to stop these fucking asteroids.
Well, I know that. As long as if you said you got the shot, well, we're just about almost done with the doors. We're around 40-something right now, and still counting down.
I need something big to throw. Can you bring anything out?
I don't think I can, but...
I may have something.
Do you have a stand that manifests as a big physical object?
Not quite. This is gonna be risky. How big does the object need to be?
Linkin Park has thrown a car before. As long as it's not too blocky, it should be able to... It's all based on angles and shit. I need something that's not too air resistant.
Okay, I can think of something then. This is gonna be risky. I think I might know something. When I had heard about this god before, I decided to go to the temples of where this god was actually worshipped. Well, it seems that this temple had a few traps prepared for any intruders. I think that one of these traps in particular could just be the thing that Linkin Park would need.
Going to use the Indiana Jones boulder trap. If that music weren't copyrighted, oh boy.
Oh boy. JK, if we're to do this,
Right.
You should probably get out of here first. There's only one shot at this.
Well, I don't want to let you die, so how do we do this?
Let's see. I can't get another one. Actually, no, I've already done... No. Hold on, this should be possible. Okay. Hold on, I think I have something, but you're gonna need to hang on to me, okay?
Okay.
We're gonna use Pamela's stand for this.
Okay. Sure.
So, all right, Tyson.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be sending something large down this corridor of doors. Just be ready, all right?
Wait. I think I have a different idea. This might work. I put a door on canned heat.
Oh. Okay.
And Tyson notices that we go quiet. And there's a door on the other copy of canned heat.
I didn't realize you can make a door on your thing. This seems like... This seems like a glitch.
It's a physical it counts as a physical object.
This is Travis touchdown on the toilet yelling at the developers.
All right. On the count of 3, when we see the flash, we dive in.
Is it 3, 2, 1, go, or is it 3, 2, and then you launch on 1?
No, not. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Sophia.
Oh, okay.
All right. I'll open the door for what Tyson needs, and then as soon as it does, we go through.
Got it.
All right. All right. On go, Tyson. 3, 2, 1. You see another door open up in front of you, and it appears to be what you see in front of you is a stone bridge, while the other side appears to have some sort of ancient slab with text written on it. Before too long, you see another little part right above the ancient slab. It appears to be a ramp pointing downwards towards you. From this ramp, you hear a set of rumbling, louder rumbling, before a massive boulder makes its way onto the ramp and is speeding towards you.
And Linkin Park is going to grab that and attempt to fucking weightlifting hurl that into the sky with Go Beyond.
Sophia will grab your hand, JK, and say, "Go!" before jumping into the canned heat door on your guys' end.
Yeah.
I will say right before you make the roll, Tyson. Once JK and Sophia are back on your guys' area, you see door after door starting to get closed right behind, and as it is doing such, the boulder is going faster and faster and faster, almost like it's being shot out like a bullet. And then I will now make that roll.
Can I use power?
You may use power.
This is with Go Beyond, so it's a +3.
Shit.
What's wrong?
No, I bumped it. I bumped the mic so
okay.
it made a noise.
Okay. All right, that's
a
18 with a +3.
Yes.
Technique.
18 in total will be, that's the wrong version of that, will be a definite success. So as the boulder reaches the last door, you're able to perfectly time Linkin Park grabbing onto it, and with the technique of Go Beyond, you are able to utterly toss this thing faster than you've ever seen anything go before. In fact, it even makes a bit of a sonic boom as Linkin Park hits it.
Oh no, my windows!
Thankfully, the sonic boom appears to have gone in a more horizontal direction than a vertical, so your car is fine.
Somehow.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. But that's when you see something else as well. Something through the tornado waves, or through the tornado current. You see a gigantic wave of purple and black energy heading directly towards you guys.
What? Now.
You all can see this, by the way. It's not just Tyson.
Now, when you say a wave, does it look like any stand we've seen before, or is this a completely new thing?
This is something completely different. This is something you've never seen before. This weird wave of energy just appears to be going in a constant direction, and it looks like it's heading directly towards you guys.
Dan, we need air support.
I will start firing with 10 cent.
You are going to fire at this thing with 10 cent. Give me a precision roll, please.
Alright. No.
That is not a correct roll. There we go.
Why is the keep highest not working?
I mean, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's because you put a
plus,
space, but it's...
Wow. Well, no, when I didn't do a space, it didn't roll at all. It gave me 2.
Either way.
That is a 19 since I had a momentum.
Well, give yourself another momentum because that is a definite success with a 19.
Whoa.
So you are able to fire at this thing and shoot through it, but something happens as soon as it touches the energy. The torpedo doesn't explode. It vanishes entirely.
What? Purple and... Oh, no.
It just straight up vanishes from existence.
Are we on very thin ice?
This thing is getting closer and closer. You guys can probably figure out this thing will show up on your location in about probably 10 seconds.
Okay, Sophia, you're the stand expert. What the fuck is that?
It's him. It has to be. I can feel it. The man in my dreams, the deep set of brown eyes, that's his thing.
Wait, what? The man in your dreams?
I don't know how I know this. It has to be. I don't know why. It just seems to match up.
Then I was right.
It's something within me that's telling me this. I don't know what it is.
We were playing into someone else's hand. But maybe it was their hand.
At this point, I will say that this energy breaks through the tornado in an instant. Through no resistance does the tornado hold this energy back in any way. It is still heading directly towards you.
Do we get a glimpse of what this energy looks like?
I can give you a bit of a visual. I just need to pull up a specific clip real quick. Hold on.
I was thinking this might be Vanilla Ice. I don't know if this was Poochie. This sounds like cream.
Here's the little video for you lads. It is time-stamped appropriately.
Oh no.
Oh my god!
It is time-stamped appropriately.
Alright, let's listen to this.
Alright, so...
He's back!
So, for the audience at home, to give you a proper explanation...
Douglas Falcon is back!
So, the video I have just linked to the fellow players is the ending scene of F-Zero the anime. It is specifically the one where Captain Falcon does the Falcon Punch.
For the first time.
Hmm?
That was the first ever Falcon Punch.
Yes, the first Falcon Punch. And creates this sort of huge energy wave that goes across the planet. And leaves this sort of super bright trace wave inside the galaxy. That is effectively what this thing looks like. Just replace the colors with purple and black.
I've never seen black light, but I appreciate that.
Yes, no
If
problem.
it's heading right for us, guess it's time for some invasive maneuvers. And I adjust the density on... is the tornado just gone now?
One part of the tornado is gone, yes.
Then I'll take the opportunity of it being gone to try and change our trajectory. And
Wait a minute. You said the house can You said the box. That's energy. We can use the box to trap the energy.
Can we?
I guess? We're kind of running out of options here.
I thought we were gonna do the... Wait a second. Did our idea just fall through?
Well, no.
With the infinite back and forth?
We beat the meteors.
You did technically... You did the shot that Tyson was doing to basically make a singularity on the boulder.
Katamari Damacy is occurring somewhere around Jupiter.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we redirected the meteors.
Just gonna have to Photoshop my character on top of the King of all Cosmos.
Oh, goodness.
Okay.
I love the cosmos, Charlie.
JK, can we... whatever's coming towards us, can we put it inside your infinite loop?
Well, I don't know. It's energy. It just kind of does... It doesn't really have a form that we can trap. I can't really trap things that are capable of just, going through doors regardless.
Okay, I can't do much long range stuff on my own. Let you guys have AoE and long range stuff. Let me try and meditate on the box so I can see if maybe these energy guys can intercept or, I don't know, disperse.
Wait, Sophia, how does the box work?
From my own sort of tests and from talking with Epsilon and Theo, the box appears to create its own sort of source of infinite energy. Where it gets it from, I don't know, but it appears to be the power of the sun itself.
We're gonna use the box. If the box can contain infinite energy, then maybe it can contain that.
Maybe.
I will say this. With how close this thing is, you have time for one plan.
Okay, JoJo time is on. Which solution should we go with?
Well, yeah, that's my proposed solution. We're gonna meditate to keep the box open, and then have the box funnel all of the energy into the box.
Operation Ghost Trap, then.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna use LA Plus.
Yes.
Yes. So.
Yeah.
Who wants to do the honors?
I guess whoever wants to do it can do it. I haven't
already
been
had
rolling.
a big moment. Let's have some.
I haven't really been rolling at all, so I might as well.
All right.
All I've done is talk. Although I guess that is kind of par for the course for me. All right. What do you think I should roll? Should I precision?
So if you're going to be using LA Plus to basically toss the energy
I
figures,
guess I could
at
use the
this
box's stats also.
indeed. Which I will give you a rundown of the stats right now. Power is C, speed is C, durability is E, precision is A, range is B.
Durability is E?
Yep.
It's an unbreakable box.
It's got infinite energy, but doesn't mean it's very durable, these figures.
Oh, the figures aren't very... Oh, okay, I thought you were talking about the box. Because the box is indestructible.
Yes, but the energy figures are certainly not.
If nothing else, the box will survive.
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I was thinking of just using the boxes... the box because I thought I could roll endurance, and endurance would be an A for the box. That was the original idea as well.
Okay. For this case, if you're going to be doing something like that, I will ask for precision, which is an A.
All right, let's get it. Mamma mia, give me the power to change the world.
3d20
Fuck!
bias. Oh my goodness sakes alive.
All right.
Well, we talked no jutsu the final boss, so we have to have some other kind of peril.
I do think I have... I do think I have one momentum. If I can
Okay.
use it.
Let
Let's
me
try a
see.
prediction.
You're This isn't a contest, though, is the thing.
I don't know what else I can do.
I mean,
You could
considering you have one momentum, you've raised that from a definite failure to a moderate failure. So I will say this. This is. Oh goodness. So this is what will occur. You manage to get the box open and are able to sort of draw out the golden energy springing from this inside this box. You're able to get it to shoot out basically like a hyper condensed beam right at this purple and dark energy. For some time, it seems like it's actually holding it back from moving anywhere, keeping it in a sort of stasis. But at some point, it just seems that the golden energy from LA Plus gets eaten away by this purple and dark energy. And eventually, it hits all of you. Something immediately occurs when it does wash all over you. You feel like you've lost your connection to your stand. And it's not just like one of you. It's all of you, including Sophia. The tornado disappears entirely. The creator is gone. Linkin Park disappears. Same with Little Black Submarines and Canned Heat. They all just vanish for a second. You're all starting to fall.
Screaming resumes.
1 second passes. 2 seconds have passed. 3, 4, 5. Your connection to your stands is immediately back.
I immediately, like the second I feel, I'm trying to frantically resummon Linkin Park. So the second it shows back up again, I am trying to restabilize our fall via making our vessel light again. What the fuck was that?
You peeked the mic, that's what it was.
Did I? Let me check my audio.
Yeah, you did.
Not really.
You went,
what's it? In
Discord,
in Discord it cut out, but
yeah, it cut out pretty
as long as it's fine on the recording.
It's fine on the recording.
And that is fine. But nonetheless, you see Sophia also call out the creator once again and pick you guys up as well. That was him. Had to be. I've never seen anything like that. It got rid of our stands completely, but what is this feeling? It's sending it back?
Sending what back?
The asteroids, the meteors, they're going back into place.
No. What?
No, not as in they're still falling towards Earth. No, they're going back to where they were before they started heading towards Earth.
So, does he have the ability to rewind time?
No, this is something different. No, it felt like I just got disconnected from my stand for a second. Well, more than a second, but it reversed its effects as well? What? But the stands are still available. What is going on?
Do we see anyone flying through the air at us, or we just
You do not, actually.
Where did this even? I don't see anyone up there. Is he like on the ground with some kind of anti-stand sniper rifle?
I don't know. But either way, it seems the asteroids are gone. They're all heading back now. Let's get to the ground first.
Fine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Too much of a disadvantage.
Yes, you all eventually safely land back on the ground. just in time for, and I'll say this, as you're starting to head down, all four of you notice a little something. It appears to be a trail of a bright light that seems to be making a trail on the ground. And it's heading right for you guys, or at least it's heading right for your landing point. This little thing of light is actually familiar to you. It's Pamela's little trail of light.
Pamela?
Yeah, it seems Pamela is heading right for all of you guys.
Is she happy to see us?
You cannot quite tell, although considering Sophia stands right in between you guys as she notices this trail of light approaching, probably doesn't bring confidence.
Oh no.
Eventually, you see Pamela, and being carried by Pamela is Valerer.
Oh no.
As they sort of stop right in front of you. Get the fuck away from her.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Calm down.
Pamela, it's fine. We've got it handled. You see her slowly breathing a couple of breaths, looking to all three of you, looking back to Sophia, then looking back to all three of you again.
Like I
I'm
said,
still fucking pissed, but we have bigger fish to fry.
like I said, we're good. You know, we're not. We're good. We're fine.
Pamela, I'm fine. They haven't done anything. They haven't used their stands to do any sort of trickery to me. I'm still me. I'm still fine. Put Fearless away. With a sigh, she gets out of the superhero suit and back into her regular clothes from what she was wearing before. Fine. If it's okay, then fine. Well, that was a bit anticlimactic. But
You
hey,
didn't
if
see
everything...
you didn't see what we saw. We're not out of the woods. There's something else.
Something's coming.
A more bigger problem than you three assholes?
Yep. We just say...
There's two massive problems. First, there's the asteroids that were about to dinosaur us, but we dealt with that. But now there's another thing that we have no idea what the hell it is.
Ah, great. What the hell are you talking about? It's true, Valerer. It seems that there are more forces at play than I had originally suspected. Oh, great. More people want to interrupt our plans? We'll just send them at... Just let me at them, Sophia. I'll take care of them. No, I can't let you do that, Valerer. This thing, it went through our stands. The fuck you talking about? Yeah, it went through Waiting on the Sky to Change. And I, the creator. Ah, shit. I don't know who... Well, I have an idea of who this might be. Or, I have some idea, but I don't know the details yet. We'll have to do some research on this.
You've been talking about him for a little while now.
Great. Alright, so... Who is this prick? That's the issue. The only thing we know is that he has a deep set of brown eyes. That, well...
It very much does not narrow it down.
I can tell from how the energies seem to be traveling, they weren't in state at all. Didn't seem like that sort of energy signature came from close by, no. Seemed like it had come from somewhere else.
How did it even get here, then?
I don't... Sophia looks up at the sky. Wait, look. She points towards the sky, and it seems that this energy is still going. It's not headed towards you anymore, but it's still moving. It seems to be combing the entire globe from what you can see. What? This... Okay, so whatever this thing is, it wasn't a planned attack, it was... We just happened to get caught in it. What was this? Was this just for the meteors? Sophia, darling, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Come on, breathe.
Is this another automatic stand, or is this not a stand at all?
I don't know. Let's... Damn it. Let's... Wait, hold on. No. Before we get into this, let me bring you to them. Let me bring you to your loved ones. They're not that far from here. Just follow me. Are you going to follow Sophia?
I will.
After one more extended skyward glance at the mysterious energy, yeah.
It is still going onwards. It is not stopping, and it has not changed directions at all.
JK thinks of the priest. How much?
And I think of this.
What's it? So, I also should mention. There we go. Let's see.
Cranston.
You can kind of see as the energy, as you're way more far away from the energy itself. This energy appears to have, as Sophia kind of said, originated from a singular point and just expanded outwards. And it seems to be currently coating the globe. But you can at least tell that this thing originated before expanding outwards. So you may have to do some research in the future, but there might be an actual center point you could locate. Or at least get a vague idea of where to go. But nonetheless, you all follow Sophia. She takes you a little bit out of town before going into a wooded area. You walk for about 15 minutes as Sophia and Pamela are quietly chatting to each other, with Valir next to all of them as a sort of buffer between all of you and Pamela and Sophia, before eventually arriving to the bus, or rather a bus. You can the windows appear to be blacked out, so you can't see inside, but with the door open on this bus, you can hear sort of some mumbling, or at least some stifled grunts. They're in there. They're in the back, tied and gagged.
Immediately bolts.
Yep. You immediately push past everyone, and once you step inside the bus, you see 4 people. You see a guy about let's see. JK, how old is Dan?
Well, since I'm 16, Dan might be around 19 years old.
Okay. So you see about a 19-year-old guy, sort of looking into, or has some sort of punkish type of attire, but yes. Tyson, describe your children, if you would.
They are probably around the same age, if slightly younger than Dan. A guy and a boy and a girl, probably around their 18s, but looking older than...
Which Dan? Which Dan?
Hey, at least my partner Dan's not here.
Oh my goodness.
By
Dan, do you mean brother Dan or Dan Burnley?
Partner Dan is safe at home in Rhode Island.
Indeed. By the ages and close to Dan's ages, or Dan's age, did you mean Dan Burnley or brother Dan?
Brother Dan.
Okay.
Like their college age. They were headed off to college when,
Okay.
and I ripped my way through the bus and grabbed my kids. It's alright, Dad's here, it's okay.
They're sort of just kind of crying into your shoulder as they hug you tightly. And then, Dan Burnley, please describe the last girlfriend you encountered before she ended up missing.
Imaginary.
Imaginary, great. I'm going to make up one then.
Oh, no! Don't ruin
No?
that.
Oh, was that
No?
the bit?
Don't
Was
ruin
that
the
the
bit
bit?
that Dan has never had a girlfriend.
Then how did you get dragged into this?
No, hold on. I got some.
He
Okay,
just
no,
did.
no, hold on. I got something for this. I will instead describe one of your classmates.
My friend who went missing.
Oh, goodness.
You know,
I got
the person who is also who went missing.
I got an idea for this. You see, Tyson, that you also see a girl roughly Dan Burnley's age.
Yeah. What about my friend who also went missing?
Don't worry. Well, don't worry. We'll get to that.
Bob.
We'll get to that. Don't worry.
What about Bob?
I'm gonna look at your character sheet. I'm pretty sure you did not. No, you did not. You did not specify a name for this.
Best friend dying, leaving a message.
Yeah, you left that. You didn't specify a name for this best
Yeah.
friend, so...
Exactly.
So,
Your best friend is also named Dan?
No.
Yes.
No.
His name is Daniel Video
You're
Game.
not
Oh.
going into that. It will instead be a girl about around Dan
Danielle.
Burnley's age. With shoulder-length black hair. She appears to be wearing just more common casual clothes. Sort of just blue jeans with a sort of white plaited shirt on.
White.
Indeed. But yeah, she's on the bus as well. But you enjoy your reunion with a very nice hug from your kids, Tyson.
It's alright. I'm here. There's a lot of stuff going on, but you're safe for now.
They're kind of just crying at this point. They don't really have any words at the moment.
I am taking them out of the thing and I'm booking it to the car.
Yep.
So JK just sort of gets over there to the back, ungags Dan, sort of gingerly tries untying him, and sort of faces his brother. Hey.
Well, if it isn't little bro, how the hell are you doing?
You have no idea. And, I'm sorry. I wish we could have left on better terms.
Well, I do too, little bro, but, I mean, hey, getting me out of this fucking place is certainly a hell of a way to start.
I hug him.
He hugs you back, and then...
I missed you, Dan.
You have no idea how the hell much I've missed you as well, JK.
And so it's, no, for me, it's Jason.
Oh.
I am immediately getting Dan on the line saying, no, not you.
Dan the spouse.
Yeah, Dan the spouse. Like, I found them. They're safe.
I hope you know that I actually made this name before you guys made yours.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
Yeah, so there's a lot to catch up on. I'm sorry, your name is a meme now. It's a problem.
It is a meme for this campaign alone.
Yeah, thankfully, I don't think anyone named Dan is. Dan is not an appropriate name for creation. Too Western.
Excuse me while I make my Lythander. Dythander.
No.
No.
I will steal
Lythan-
Dan Burnley's shape in the
Lythan.
crossover episode.
Lydander.
Lydander.
I'm going to lose it. All right. Dan Burnley, are you going to enter the bus?
No.
Dan Burnley, are you going to enter the goddamn bus?
No.
I seest. Okay.
I know this is a trap.
I go back in and drag the last person out of the bus.
This is a trap.
You're going to drag the last person out of the bus. Dan, upon seeing this person...
I smack Dan in the back of the head, not my brother, the other guy, the other Dan.
Oh, so Tyson.
You're going to hit...
I'm gonna hit. I hit Dan Burnley on the back of the head and go, go! Take responsibility for your actions now!
This is a trap.
Oh, goodness. Tyson, are you going to actually just get this other,
I will go and
get this
I will
other
grab
lady
them.
off
I
the
will get
bus?
them off the bus.
All right, you're going to get them off the bus. You can tell immediately by this person that this is a classmate of yours from someone you share a lot of.
Oh, hey,
classes
Danielle.
with, actually, who's become a sort of a friend. Their name is Danielle Higgins.
Oh God, no. That was
Danielle
a joke.
Higgins. Well, too bad. Suffer with your consequences. Suffer with your consequences.
We all make mistakes in the heat of passion, Corrack.
Danielle Higgins, this is your classmate.
Oh, hey, how are you?
Well, I'm doing better now. What the fuck is going on here, Dan?
So you see, Danielle, I essentially got a superpower. I could give people depression.
Sophia kind of looks at both of you, Dan and Danielle, and is sort of raising an eyebrow. Wait. Aren't you two supposed to be, like, a couple or something?
No, she hates me.
No? What? What the hell gave you that idea? Well, from the info I got, it seems like you two hung out a lot. We go to the same classes.
Wait, did you? Wait, hold on. This raises more questions. Did you specifically research this? Did you specifically target these people to mess with us?
Okay, there's an apocalypse going on. We have to focus on that.
Oh yeah, there's an apocalypse as well.
What?
Yeah,
Okay,
you
we
see,
stopped the first one, but now there's a second one.
I point at Tyson. He can summon a big giant guy who can change density. He has a can that could give you different feelings. I can shoot things with a little submarine. And have reconnaissance, I guess. I could go to space, technically. Maybe. Kinda.
You did go to space.
Just what fucking drugs have you been on, man?
I open my bag.
I point at Sophia. Hers!
They haven't gone through the trial yet. They can't see stands. What the fuck is a stand? It's an incredibly long story.
Manifestation of our fighting spirit?
Yeah, close enough. Sure, we'll go with that. Just, oh my god.
I think I'm also a one-man astronaut now.
So, yes, I guess I've held up my end of the bargain. You all have your loved ones back. Now we have to figure out this shit. Now what the hell is this thing, Sophia? I think I know where it's coming from. You do? Yeah, I do. Now, this is going to be a wild guess, but based on how this thing is acting, think of like a nuclear blast. Obviously, it has its center point where it does the most amount of damage on the initial impact before the shockwaves spread out for however much power the nuclear device has. This seems something similar to that. It had a start point, but based on the direction that those things are going, there's no way that the stand user is in America. Wait, so you're saying I'm saying that this stand user is on a different continent? Well, which
What?
That I don't know.
We did have tickets booked for a flight for a vacation in Australia next month.
No, no, that couldn't have been it. The blast itself, it didn't seem low enough vertically for it to have come from somewhere like Australia. But that also leaves out places like Japan, I think. Maybe the Philippines as well?
Antarctica?
Or at least Sri Lanka as well.
Oh my god. Now we gotta go by process of elimination. Dan, what were you studying in college again? You're going for...
I don't know if you decided on a major yet. Not all places have to make you decide.
Not all places.
What were you... I remember we were talking about this before you left. What was the name of it? I guess I would say geography.
Yeah, this would count as technically geography, if I am remembering correctly.
I'm trying to say something more official and not literally pulling from middle school term subjects.
But yes, the study of the land of Earth is geography.
Yeah. No, I know. I just thought I was just trying to think of something a little more outside of this of like convention of like regular school convention.
Fair
like
enough.
Something that sounds like an actual degree or something.
Even if it's outside of the U.S., like what? Do we just have Pavlov carry us there once we find one it is?
I might be able to run on water, but I don't think I'd be able to carry all of you at once.
Can you carry something that's lighter than air, though?
That would be possible, yeah.
Well, that's that then. Just carry my car.
I don't think the problem is that she can't carry your car, Tyson. I think the problem is she can't run from one country to the other.
No, I mean, as long as I have some rations to keep myself going.
I think I have some Gatorade in the trunk.
I think your legs would give out a little soon before we reach wherever it is we're trying to go.
It would be a hell of a run. I've never pulled off something like that before. The best I've done is, well...
No friggin' way.
Does it have to be your feet? Can you use a bike?
Oh my god.
No, it has to be my legs.
Damn it, we can't PM's bicycle our way out of this.
It doesn't quite work as effectively with other vehicles. Seems the power mostly goes through my body itself, not through other objects through osmosis. But the most I've ever done is, well, I've went from the top of Maine to the bottom of Florida before, but that's it. Nothing cross-continent.
Alternatively, how fast can that giant snake go?
The creator is exceptionally fast. It's how I would sort of keep an eye on all the other members.
So we're just gonna never-ending story our way there?
I mean, we could. I have call it a hunch of where this energy is coming from. I think it's coming from Saudi Arabia.
Well, that is a hunch, yeah.
I don't know what else to call it. It seems like the right answer. I know it's the right answer, but I can't explain why.
Shit. Well, it's just about the best lead we got.
Yeah, if another pulse like that happens, who knows what else it's going to do? It could, I don't know, like, if it's like localized time reversing, like, what if it gets worse each time and it just causes us to revert back to the Stone Age?
You know, we could always ask Theo.
Oh, Theo? I think I saw him in his own personal vehicle heading up this way as well.
Well, that's convenient.
Yeah, and he was going to pick up the Benjamin kids and head this way.
Yeah, we did. Apparently, they were supposed to ambush us, but we crossed the ocean.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Either way, Theo will be here soon eventually.
Well, do you know anything else about this guy?
Well, he just seems to have an interest in me. Every time I try to interact with him, he doesn't say a word. In fact, it seems he tries to go out of his way not to talk verbally, but I don't know why. Other than that, based on some other things that I've been able to pick up through his body language, he seems more reserved. He seems to be alone, I think. And oh, yes, that's right. The area around him seemed quite warm. Not like a humid heat, but a dry heat. I think, anyway.
Well, that just about fits Saudi Arabia, if anything.
Yeah.
Is the guy we're looking for an oil magnate, or
No, it didn't seem he didn't hold himself like that. It seems he was more of a social recluse. Someone who does a lot of just people watching.
whatever it is? We need to deal with this asshole before we could deal with any of the fallout of you.
True enough. But that does bring up the question. How did he know?
I don't know, and it could be something related to this feeling I've been getting. But I obviously don't know for sure unless I talk to them. I know this sounds insane, but
So, let's get to Saudi Arabia.
I guess. Pamela, Valir, I need you here. Are you serious, Sophia? No, I'm going, Pam. This isn't for discussion. But Sophia, I'm sorry. Okay? I don't want to leave you. I don't, Pamela, but I have to. I need to figure out what's going on. I need to clean up this mess. Then let me come with you. Let me help you fix it. I can't drag you into this, Pamela. You mean too much to me. Then that means just... Then even more of a reason for you to take me along. Sophia contemplates her words for a second. You can do that by continuing to help others here. You don't need to go after them anymore. Tyson, JK, Dan, we've made an alliance. You can go, you don't have to do anything to them anymore. That means, yeah, keep being the superhero you are, Pamela. And Valir, I expect you to keep her safe. Don't sweat it, ma'am. I got everything under control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he sure does.
And it's settled. All right. We'll go to Saudi Arabia. We'll see what's going on here.
Let's go to Saudi Arabia.
All right. She brings out I the Creator.
I guess we're going to Saudi Arabia. Awesome. Great.
It's a good thing Dan's not coming. It's a good thing we never dragged Dan into this. I don't think they let Jewish people in there.
What? I'm not Jewish.
Dan.
Oh,
my partner.
No, sorry.
Dan the spouse.
Sorry, brain no work. 3 Dan. 4 Dan. Actually,
No, you're fine.
4 Dans.
Everyone
Dan.
is Dan's system.
Wait. Hold on. I need to figure something out first.
Do you
We're
want to
still
wait for Theo?
No, we're not that. It's my brother. My brother and I are still homeless, remember?
Work that out after we save the world.
Oh yeah, shit.
Am I gonna bring him with us, or
Dan,
am I just gonna leave him here?
I messaged Dan. He's coming to pick everyone up.
I mean,
Yeah.
hey, whatever works, little bro. I trust you on this one. You got this, Jason.
And I give the kids my cell phones. It's gonna be all right, but we have to take care of. There's one more thing that we need to take care of, and then we can all go home. Dan's on his way. Okay, just he'll be here soon.
When I come back, we're gonna find a house just for you and me, okay?
Damn right we will. Come back a champion, little bro.
I guess so. See ya.
You all hop on I, the creator, and we're going to go do our never-ending story.
This is the dumbest thing we've ever done.
You'd think this would come with saddles.
One would think, but no, this thing's large enough that you can actually get a comfortable amount of, like, space for you to lie down on and so forth.
And we freeze frame and have a reminder this has all been 24 hours.
Yeah? Well, no, it's been more 48 hours at this point, but still. But at this point, we will do one last to be continued. We hover outwards from our heroes, traveling on a giant gray snake with a lion's head towards Saudi Arabia. But first we will zoom into Saudi Arabia to a specific newscast that appears to be going on at the moment. It appears to be one of those channels that just broadcasts world news 24/7. You see a reporter on the screen with a piece of paper acting as either their info or their script. It's hard to tell. In other news, rising PMC group, the Amanuensis, appears to be wreaking havoc within Saudi Arabia. For what reasons, the UN cannot confirm. Along with this, it seems that the US President, Joyful Valentine, has now gone missing, and her whereabouts have not been reported in quite some time. To be continued.
So there's more of it.
Should the adventurers want to continue into
Oh.
Chapter 2 in the future, and that will be it. But you've effectively cleared the campaign.
But the meteor still.
You cleared it. They're gone.
Fair.
You did it. Or did someone else
we got the meteor. We did it.
It's
we made
hard
it.
to
Okay,
say.
Cars. I think Cars did it.
I think we did it.
Indeed.
Let's say we did it.
Congratulations.
Yeah, for the sake of giving our characters agency,
Would
let's say
anyone
that we
like to
saved
make
the
any
world.
final
Let's say
remarks
we
or
did it.
ending comments on how the campaign went?
Why are there so many Dans? Like, no, seriously, why? I thought I would be the only Dan. I chose a name that wasn't
I'm glad I was
hyper-common,
able
but,
to
like,
play the. It was literally on I literally put it to paper even before you had written down your character's name. I straight up did not expect that to happen. I never told you, so I imagined that would happen. The coincidence is astronomical.
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
I
as far as
really
I'm aware,
don't have
none of
anything
you
I
really
can say.
talked about what what your final characters ended up being. So the fact that there were 3 Dans this entire campaign related to each of your characters is so funny to me.
Yes. It is one of those things.
It's more than a coincidence. It is gravity.
Gravitation towards a certain name.
The force of gravity. Yes. The beginning and the Dan, which is an anagram for end.
It kind of is, yeah.
Any other comments, or do we lead out?
So, yeah, that was I was excited about it. I personally, I have to say, I don't know if this is something to. I think we can lead out and just talk about all this.
This was a really interesting way that it ended.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a way to do it.
It ended completely differently than I had written down originally.
Oh, really?
This seems like a good time as any to reveal original plans.
All right, so let me read you the original bare bones structure.
Because the session is too short. It's not 2 hours long yet. We gotta fill in the quota.
That is fine. So let me read you almost verbatim what I had written down originally. The heroes begin in a dream where a large snake-like figure appears to them. The eyes of this creature glow brightly like the sun. This triggers the stand trial within them, and they pass. However, Tyson has a different dream. Instead, an older male figure in an even older tuxedo, in brackets, Jean Eugene Robert Houdin, the master of Harry Houdini, end bracket, has a small conversation with Tyson before eventually giving him an antique pocket watch, telling him, You won't have this when you wake up, but it'll be with you always. Consider it a parting gift from a stranger to you. The dream ends when the same snake-like figure kills the old man. The heroes meet each other in a mall in Amesbury, Massachusetts, each looking for their own clues on the disappearances related to their own goals. None of them know each other or the fact that they're all stand users. The hero's journey begins with an encounter with all guns blazing, chasing after their user. All Guns Blazing starts the fight, identifying them as enemies. The heroes defeat AGB and eventually find the stand user, Josef Heimdallson, the user. The user explains as best as he can that he was kidnapped by a church and was given All Guns Blazing as a gift. If/when asked where he was kidnapped from or where he thinks he was at, he'll mention the name Newburyport was a sign that he saw. The gang travels to Newburyport for their next clue. They come across the real estate agent James Holly Whitney. Brackets. If Chills uses virtual insanity, they will get a little scene where James is giving his sister a small amount of money for food, before suddenly running away as her stand has seen Chills'.
Wait, what?
That was because this is before you had made, I had made this when you made virtual insanity the camera tank.
Yes, it was the camera tank. Right.
And I stole that bit
Yeah, you had that moment instead.
We swapped.
I'm sorry.
It's true. That's okay.
All
That's
good.
okay.
It still worked out.
That's okay.
Either way, James confronts the group and either tries to scam them or goes straight to using their stand. When the group beats him, depending on what information they've learned, James will either point the group in the direction of his sister or to chase her over in Cambridge.
But we decided to do neither of that.
We did both of that at once.
At the same time.
No matter which route is chosen, they will have their first fight with Cars Mosen on the route to their next fight.
Awesome.
We broke some event flags.
Yeah, we did.
Couple. Just a bit. Just a couple.
Let's see. Path number 1. If James points the group towards his sister, they'll find her under the highway with some other homeless people huddled around the main encampment area.
Oh.
Holly James Whitley will be the first to engage in combat, trying to scare off the group until they eventually confront her directly. When this happens, she'll attack the group. When she is defeated, she'll point them in the direction of Epsilon and Haverhill.
I remember this.
Route 2. If James points the group to chase her, they'll find him getting drunk at one of the bars near the university. When he sees the group, he'll openly taunt them with his stand until combat is either initiated by the group or Chaser starts combat in a drunken fury.
And then we bury him in the floor.
When defeated, Chaser will start complaining about Epsilon and Haver Hill. The group will find Epsilon meditating by the water off on the side of a walking trail. Epsilon will ask who sent them, and depending on their answer, Epsilon will respond with a different tone, albeit still in a semi-monotoned way. Epsilon will note that they won't enjoy fighting the group, but that they have no choice in the matter. Epsilon may answer some questions that the group has depending on the first meeting. After the group defeats Epsilon, they'll be pointed in the direction of Ambrosio in Bedford. Let's see. The group eventually arrives in a historical area of Bedford. Ambrosio Archifeld's stand will be disguised amongst the different statues. I also have a brackets moment here. If virtual insanity is used, it'll catch a moment of Ambrosio having coffee with Francine and Nicholas, talking about Pamela and an assassin. Also alludes to the fact that Cars is still alive. End brackets. Ambrosio will attempt to sneak attack the group and personally stay out of sight during the fight. When the group defeats Ambrosio, he'll be defiant and refuse to give up anyone. At this point, he'll be killed suddenly by a bullet from the assassin. The group will catch a lead to a construction area where they will fight the assassin. This obviously did not happen.
I mean, broad strokes of it happened, but we just kind of kept driving.
Yep. In the next morning, the group will find their ride being vandalized by Nicholas Springer.
That happened.
Combat will ensue, primarily with Nicholas being the antagonizer. When the group defeats Nicholas, he'll speak about either Holly or Chaser, depending on which one hasn't been talked about by James. He'll also answer a lot of questions from the group, though he can only answer what he knows, which isn't a good amount. Oh, goodness. But considering you two had already beaten both Holly and a Chaser. Oh.
All of that seemed like
kind of destroyed your campaign.
No, Alatos was really good at dealing with all that bullshit and making it seem like that was his plan all along.
Yeah, that was a really strong adapting on the fly there.
Yes.
Thank you. Route 1. If Holly hasn't been encountered until now, refer back to the other choice. Though instead of Holly talking about Epsilon, she'll instead refer to Francine in Andover. If Chaser hasn't been encountered until now, refer back to the other choice. Though instead of Epsilon, he'll instead talk about Francine in Newton. No matter which route is taken to get to Francine, they'll encounter Cars once again. Randomize which technique is used.
Did we only meet Cars once?
Yes. When the group eventually encounters Francine, she'll pretend to be civil before trying to sneak attack the group using her stand Elizabeth. When the group defeats Francine, she'll mention a superhero over in Boston. When the group goes to Boston, they won't encounter the superhero just yet, but instead they'll get an encounter from Ace Rogers when he flies over the group to get a copy of their stand abilities. After the group defeats Ace Rogers, he'll mislead them to go into South Boston, where the group will encounter Rena Falcone, where she'll try to get as much info out of the group that she can, so she can use her stand The Dying Song. When the group eventually defeats her, she'll point the group in the direction of Verlierer Jungfrau, saying that all their answers would come from him. The group would go to other areas of Boston, eventually come across the house of Verlierer. Verlierer charges at the group while his stand is activated. When the group eventually beats Verlierer, he won't admit to anything, and he will refuse to answer anything. The group will eventually find a news report of a new superhero in central Boston nicknamed Fearless. The group will get an idea where she's at and visit her. Depending on how they encounter her, she'll either treat them in a melancholic way or in a totally hostile way. Either way, Pamela will initiate combat, saying that it's, quote, the one bad thing I'll have to do, end quote. When the group defeats her, Pamela will say that if anyone could tell them about Sophia and more about the cult, it would be the Benjamin kids in Salem. On the way to Salem, the group will have their final encounter with Cars. After they beat him and hopefully annihilate him, they get to Salem and find that the city seems to be fully evacuated. The only person in the street is Jury Benjamin, looking at the clear blue sky. When the group gets close enough, Jury will activate her stand along with Judge, who will appear to the side of the group. The group will fight the siblings, and once the fight is over, I, the creator, will burst through the tornado and kill the two before the fight officially ends. The group notices that the stand is heading towards the direction of Salem. Or to the church, rather. When the group goes to the church, they'll be greeted by Theo Sanctus. He'll be non-hostile at first and even invite the group to his cabin. He'll answer any questions the group has about the cult except about Sophia herself. When the group eventually goes into combat and wins, they'll find documents relating to the location of the church. If they decide to rest for the night before fighting Sophia, Chills and Corrack will get another dream from Sophia, while Rex will rest peacefully. The group will arrive at the church and find Sophia at the pulpit, where she gives a monologue about denying humanity its salvation, about why she's doing this, and her crimes when she got her stand. Sophia will summon I, the creator, and the battle will begin. Depending on how the fight goes, when Sophia loses, she will either try to kill herself with a concealed revolver, or using I, the creator, to kill herself. If the group beats her fast enough, they'll stop her from causing the apocalypse. If they don't, then Sophia will cause all the asteroids in the Milky Way galaxy to head for Earth. The group will hear news about this the next morning. And that was it.
So, how did you feel about what we did?
I think this ended up a lot better.
We followed a lot
honestly.
of the stuff happened in that, but in wildly different orders.
As someone who's currently struggling and thinking about this, that sounded incredibly exhausting hearing you describe that and hearing how far it came from the real thing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And then I should also mention a couple of other things. Actually, I won't mention that because we may use that for the crossover episode. So I'll hang on to that.
We're doing a Kamen Rider crossover movie at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. How dare.
But yeah. That was originally the structure of the Tomb of the Red Giant.
Wow.
That sure was a JoJo story, all right.
We sure did have giants, and they were red.
Oh, something like that. But yeah, don't worry. In the next chapter, Black Hole Melodies, I'm sure we'll be getting a lot more interesting things coming
at some point.
Sure.
Coming at some point in the future, we will have chapter 2, chapter 2, Black Hole Melodies.
If nothing else, I will confirm this is not the last you'll see of these characters. There is at least going to be one crossover episode with Fate Breakers, and going forward, there might be other crossovers between future content too when those pop up.
Who knows?
If the decision so comes to us.
We may as well announce what our next project is, though. Fate Breakers is still ongoing, obviously. Chills, you want to talk about what you have?
So, this is still yet untitled. I've really... I would have to sort of figure things out, as this is really my first, one of my first experiences with doing a long-form campaign. Character acting is a big passion of mine, and having the opportunity to character act a bunch of people interacting with these friggin' dummies is a point of interest for me. It's something that I've always been wanting to do, and there just so happens to be a system that I've been very interested in picking up from, not only due to the art style and the themes treated in it, sort of general conflict between the March of Progress and the Promise of Peace, by retaining by the retaining of the innocent landscape, but also generally mechanically and physically as the way of progression. By this next few set of weeks, that project may become a reality. Join us next month as we unveil Icon.
Let's go. also real quick. So I don't know if you lads noticed this upon entering the little lobby thing for our Roll20 thing. The logo has been updated.
Oh, fuck.
Here's the new logo.
Oh.
I somewhat noticed it, I think.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah? All good. So I'll end off with this. Because some people in the JoJo community like to trace back the references and whatnot of each stand and so forth, I have created a playlist of all the musical references throughout this campaign. Whether that would be specific names of certain characters. Those of you in the YouTube metal indie scene would probably recognize the name Reina Falcone. But other than that, I have made a playlist of all the stand references as well, and I will be posting the link to that. Rex will have to put it in the description, but I will be posting
that
the link
is
to both
really cool. I'll absolutely be putting that in there.
But yes, it will come in both a Spotify and a YouTube playlist format. So I need to get that to the players themselves, actually. But yeah, I'll sign off with that. Go give that a listen if you're interested. Again, it covers all the episode intro names. It covers the intro quote songs that I've been doing, and it also obviously covers stands, some of the characters, and all that fun stuff. So I hope you'll give that a listen.
One door,
if you are so inclined.
One door closes, another will open at some nebulous point, presumably within several, 6 to 12 months.
Potentially, depending on what the future holds. But until that future has been seen in the eyes of heaven, we bid you all adieu.